Hey Pisces, welcome to Soulvine. Hope you are doing well. This is Jamie and we are checking in for your energies. Let's just see what's going on. I thought I'll jump on in, do a little surprise read and put it out there for you. I've got the cozy fire on. I've got all the candles going this evening. It's quite a nice ambiance. So I hope you're doing well wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and feel supported right now. I appreciate you being here. So let's see what the energies are overall. Well. All right. Hey, we've got a few cards coming out here. Let's have a look. So we've got second chakra, Archangel Ariel, man holding a heart, adjacent possibilities, happy family, blossoming abundance. I did recognize, I think they came out upside down. I mean, they're all upright, so it might just be the way that they fell out. But as you know, I don't read reversals. But it seems to me that if the good thing is whatever is connected here, this is kind of like the Four of Wands, blossoming abundance is blossoming abundance, like things coming to fruition, things expanding, growing. I feel like right now that there may be something new coming in with this second chakra energy, something that maybe you're not expecting, or the way that it's coming about you may not be expecting, with some type of love, caring connection of some kind here, Pisces. And like I said, with this happy family and blossoming abundance, maybe you've been lacking some hope, or you've been worried about a connection or something of that nature. And I feel like I said, something's happening or will be happening in a way that you're not expecting. And that's where I feel this will be turning around if it's been feeling a little challenging in a connection, or where things just haven't been working out the way that you've hoped. Maybe, again, you've been holding tight on the thoughts, the feelings around it, the situation, and you just may have lost a bit of hope at the same time. But yeah, I feel a shift's coming, a change is coming on this situation, whatever that is. So let's take a peek and look a bit further on what is going on. I mean, I like it. I like that this energy is shifting for you, because I know a few of you have, and I think a lot of the time we're here, right, to get support on our journey. Usually there's some form of challenge regarding a relationship, career, or you just want some, a check-in to get some guidance. So let's see what this is about. We've got the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords. So it seems like someone did walk away here potentially from a connection. Let me just get this camera. There we go. Yeah, it just seems like someone potentially did walk away from this connection, that's left someone feeling hurt, disappointed, sad. What else do we need to know here? Yeah, I feel like this is something that has disrupted a situation, and perhaps weren't sure what to do when this occurred. I'm not sure if it was you that walked away or the person you're dealing with. But I feel like someone wants to potentially work on this commitment here with this Three of Pentacles and the Hierophant energy. Or someone's looking at this potentially here, but I can see some uncertainty on whatever this is. So I'm just trying to connect in here to the Hanged One. We will dive deeper, guys, so you can get into that. But yeah, I'm just getting some aspect here that someone did walk away, and I feel like this could potentially be a rebirth, because it is a second chakra. That's like creativity, but in addition to creativity, it's a birthing of something. So this could be the birthing of something new that's coming potentially in. But I'm just getting a sense here, because there is the Three of Pentacles and there is the heartbreak and the Hanged One. This could be a potential, someone looking at the situation to see where, is there a way to rebuild? Is there a way to come back together and work on this? Okay. And with the Hierophant, it's around some form of commitment, but there does seem some uncertainty around this connection. I don't know whether this is you or them. We can dive in a little bit deeper to see what this is all about. Let's go, Pisces. All right, share more on the Eight of Cups. Spirit, thank you for our Pisces. Okay. So it seems like someone had to muster up some form of strength here to potentially walk away, which to me means that this wasn't an easy step forward or an easy movement of change, whatever this has been. Interesting, the energy that's coming through, because yes, I can anticipate courage, but sometimes people make decisions. I'm not sure. Let me just take a pause here on what I was saying, because I just want to frame this for the right people who need to hear this message, because this is going to be for specific people, okay? That those of you that are faith-based, I feel that this person potentially walked away from what they know is true, or not listening from the internal source. And what I mean by that is that their truth of their faith, something about that. And the reason I say this, because when I look at this lion, I do get a lot on, I get sometimes the Narnia vibe. And if you know the Narnia story, C.S. Lewis, things like that, there's just something about trusting and the protection. But this person's kind of, it's like they feel strength in some way, but at the same time, I feel like someone's chosen to walk their own path, but maybe not realizing the path that they're walking was not the path that they potentially should have taken, because they weren't listening to their faith or something of that nature. So again, I know that's very specific, but that is some word that is coming through for someone who needs to hear it. If this is someone who walked away from you, Pisces, I mean, this could be something you're reflecting on yourself. Maybe you chose to walk away, but I feel like this is an energy, like a couple that are potentially here faith-based, and there's just been a bit of a sidestep, someone making their own choices, their own steps, and not listening to the word. Okay. Again, I know that's very specific for someone. Three of Swords. Yeah. So it's like someone knows what they've done. I feel like there has been some form of walking away. Again, trying to be courageous, trying to be strong about this walking away movement. But it's like they've taken a step backwards, and that's what I mean by this. So if this is not particularly faith-based for some of you, and it's just, in a sense of like someone just has to muster up the courage to walk away, they kind of went backwards in this walking away. But at that time, they thought they were doing the right thing, okay? Again, only who that applies for. If that is not your story and you've chosen to walk away to better your life because you were in an unhealthy relationship, that's a totally different story. But that's not what this particular situation is. What I do feel is like there was some form of separation, disconnect because of something. Okay. And I just feel right now, whatever this energy is this man holding a heart, showing up as masculine energy. And if you are a masculine or you're a cross watcher, because I know I do want to give a shout out to the dudes that do come here, because we do have about 30% of men, Pisces, or those that relate to Pisces that come on through. And some of them are my clients as well, just so you guys know that, there is something here about having to make a choice or have made a decision to make a change in your life, whatever this is for you, Pisces. But this did cause some heartache. This did cause some pain here. But now it's like there is an apology that wants to come in, or an expression here of how someone feels, okay? But I feel like that's what they want to do, but I'm at the same time, it's like in contemplation here. What do we need to know about the Hanged One? Yeah, look at this. This is similar to what came up the earlier on. It's like two energies facing each other because they care. They both have a cup that has meaning in it, that they're looking at their heart, their feelings, what's going on here. And there's a lot of care and compassion towards each other. There really, really is. But for some reason, I don't know why, with this Hanged One, let's get a little bit more on this Hanged One energy. Nine of Cups, yeah. And it's interesting too how we've got the Hanged One and adjacent possibilities. So to me, that's like looking at things maybe now from a different angle, and ultimately someone wanted to make a change, believing that that will make them happier, instead of doing the work, watering it, and two people coming together in unison to work towards something in a healthier, more abundant way. Someone chose to go, well, that's too hard, I'm going to just walk away. And again, I feel like the covenant, it's just the words that it's given me here. It's like someone just chose to step out in their own way instead of doing the work, is what I feel. And now it's kind of like someone is reflecting here on what actually does make them happy. They might too be in a bit of a state. I know Nine of Cups is happiness and fulfillment and a lot around our emotions, but sometimes too, when there's too much emotions going on, and to handle it, because right now someone's looking, there could be some form of, isolation in some way. Also, maybe taking things, drinking things to remove any burden that may be coming from the heartache as well from this situation. But what I do see overall is someone is looking at a way potentially to approach you with adjacent possibilities, and really looking at the situation on what they've done, because they do care. This is your energy, Pisces, with this Queen of Cups. So let's have a look here at the Three of Pentacles and what we need to know. Yeah, it's like they want to come towards you and don't know how to work on this, is what I feel is happening. What do we need to know about this Eight of Swords energy? Yeah, I think they're concerned here, or you're concerned here. Whoever is the one wanting to approach, there is some concern here about how to do this, because they don't want to hurt and they don't want to hurt you. And it's like they want to ground, but they don't want to come from a cold place. They want to come from warmth. But I think there's a little bit of fear, is what I'm feeling here, around having some form of conversation. And I feel like there's someone assessing something very deeply here right now. Okay. The Hierophant, what do we need to know? We've got the High Priestess. Okay. Share more on this High Priestess energy. Thank you, Spirit. Are you like waiting for something here, Pisces, with this full energy in the High Priestess? There's something more here that I feel is happening. I don't know if someone is seeking some counsel right now, working on their faith, their spirituality. Trying to figure out what to do next, but again, there's something about the approach. I feel like someone wants to come forward here and intuitively is trying to connect in here. It's like someone's trying to figure something out, is what I'm getting here with this Hierophant and the High Priestess. But there's also a knowingness and an awareness and a very strong connection. This could be to each other. What else do we need to know here with the Hierophant and the High Priestess? Yeah. I think this person's trying to figure out, whoever this is, they want to come through in a way that is confident, Look, it could be something too that they need to share and with you from some action that they have taken. Maybe you are aware of this. Maybe they know that you're aware of this. And maybe this is part of the little bit of challenge for someone here. That's going to be for a select few of you, okay? Maybe just someone hasn't been as consistent as you've wanted them to be. But I also feel for some of you, this person also, I feel, recognizes their behavior and may want to come forward in a way to show you their commitment. What else do we need to know here about this Knight? Yeah. It's like they've got the clarity of their behavior and how they've shown up and want to come to you from a place where, like I said, I just feel for some of you, this person wants to come through and connect with you in a way that is like they have their shit finally together. The only thing when there's the King of Swords sometimes is they can miss their heart space, and the way that they speak, share information, come with truths can be a little bit lacking when it comes to the heart space. And that's all that I'm definitely seeing something here. Maybe someone, they want to share something with you, want to share, where they were at, what they've been going through, maybe about some healing, some spiritual work that they've been doing. It could be what's been hidden, but this is your energy. So intuitively, I feel there's something that you know, or there's something that's been kept here. What else do we need to know about this High Priestess? I think this person knows intuitively that you're not going to accept, and again, this could be vice versa energy, but I can just tell here, someone's not going to accept anyone coming in who's not of maturity, who's not got their shit together, who isn't passionate about making something work and right. Like, I feel like a part of the clarity here, or the approach, that there needs to be depth, meaning, connection. There needs to be more than just, hey, here I am. It's like there needs to be depth to it. And it's interesting with this King of Wands energy. I'm just feeling like someone here is very clear on their path forward. And what I mean by that is that whatever's happened and whatever shifts and changes have occurred through this connection, because something's definitely happened here, that it's like, I'm not going to know, someone here is choosing, and I think that's great, is like, I'm not going to settle for someone who's inconsistent. I'm not going to settle for someone who doesn't want to kind of take the lead and do the right thing and step up and show through action that they actually care. So there's something about that is what I feel. And I think intuitively, that might be something that you're putting out there, and this person connects to that. It's like they know that the way they come through, or the way that they choose to come forward towards you, is incredibly important. And I think that's why they're freaking out a bit on going, what approach do I take? What approach do I take that is going to show, it could be that they're sorry, like I said, an apology, sharing some truths here, like they're really trying to figure this out. So they could be in their head a fair bit, with things going on how to do that, especially with these two energies, with the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. But maybe too, you're playing it through your mind as well on like when they approach, because I think you know that they're going to approach at some point in time. And I think there's also a part of you that if it's like, okay, they don't approach, what do you do next? And I feel there's things that are going on with you that you're keeping to yourself. You're not putting out there too much, but you're trying to just really stay focused perhaps on your spiritual journey and connect into yourself here, Pisces, in terms of your own growth, your own aspirations, and what that is for you in, yes, potential hope for some of you that this works out and can come back together and figure itself out. And if that doesn't happen, it's like either which way, you're going to find you're happy. Let's get more on this Two of Pentacles. And the King of Cups, please. Wow. So you got a lot of masculine energy showing up. You've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Again, and the King of Wands. You've got all four here. So this to me, I feel in some regard is like this person wants to come when they're whole, when they're healed, like they've got their financial crap together, their mind is in a strong, sound place, that they're, consistent, they're taking action in terms of the way they should be taking action if they're leading in a connection. Especially, this is showing up masculine energy. So this could be, a masculine divine counterpart. But in addition to that, for those that are choosing to approach the feminine, I just feel too like the time that they will approach is when they feel that they're whole. They feel whole in terms of their heart space, stability. Like they can provide, they can support you, but they know that they need to do that for themselves first. And I think this is where it's kind of like, when is the right time to approach? Let's get another deck and see what else we need to know. Let me just move these over a tad. Here we go. Okay, so let's get a little bit more on what advice for you, Pisces. Got Page of Materials, Queen of Materials, Two of Inspiration, and Four of Voices. So I do feel that this person may come forward with some offer. I don't know. They may feel right now that they're not in enough place, and that could be what is slowing them down, okay, or why things are quiet, and why focusing on yourself right now and your plans and your goals is going to be incredibly important. But I'm just getting that this person, I just don't feel right now for where they're at, they feel in a strong enough place to come in. They could be figuring out their finances right now, but I feel this is a key part. And I think this came up in yesterday's read. I know a bunch of you checked out the extended, which was awesome to have you there. And I think, there's just some aspect here of, until they can get to a place where they feel they can provide enough on all levels. It's not just financially. I think it's their own stability. So they might connect initially just to see, what the tempo is, how things are feeling. But if it's slow, and again, it's because they're trying to figure out the approach, and they also want to make sure they're in a good place. What else does Pisces need to know about this connection to support their journey? What advice do you have for Pisces? So you've got the Queen of Emotions, Nine of Materials, the Emperor, and the Knight of Emotions. Again, this is pretty bold energy. This is you here. This is also talking about taking charge, someone coming in, taking charge, wanting to offer something here. Again, it could be, I'm just getting a sense of an apology. I'm just hearing the words manning up, and I don't know who this relates to, or words someone may use, but it's just like, I think what for you, Pisces, and potentially the way that you operate in terms of Piscean energy, there's a part of you that gives a lot, and you know that you give, and you give. But once something is challenged to a point of just breaking you too far when it comes to being compassionate, and then you feel like it's like there's a switch with you, and if they go too far, that switch turns off. and you're a deep feeler, deep thinker. You get into things, when you go into something, you go in all heart. And then there's also this element of knowing when to just pull it right out that you need to. And it doesn't mean that you don't feel it. It just means that you're not going to participate anymore. And I think wherever you are putting the energy and participating right now is in your own sense of freedom, because I think you feel also free from this in some way because of what you've been through, because of the heaviness of it. You've had to kind of reprogram and teach yourself that you got to love yourself more and to not allow this thing to have so much power over you, even though you still feel it. But I think there's a part of you of building your own strength in independency and your own strength in your own, financial aspect, taking care of yourself so you can feel good and shine again like you used to. Because I think a part of that, you might have withdrawn a little bit as you're figuring this out. I think a part of this potentially depleted you. But what I feel is happening here amongst that is that with this Emperor energy and the Knight of Emotions is you want them to step up and lead this. This is not something that you're going to go lead. You want them to. And I think that's part of the advice, is that they need to show the capacity of leading this and coming after what they want. And I think this too, as much as you might want to connect, reach out, apologize yourself maybe, or if it's not where you need to give an apology, but you want to, connect and be compassionate about the situation. This is a time where they need to step up. This is a time where they need to come in. And if they're not, then again, it's probably the question of whether this is worth it. Is that the sign from God and the universe? Because you want someone who's going to show up fully for you, not where you have to keep giving them like, a pass, essentially. So I think this is an incredibly important piece of the advice here, is that they need to show up. They need to take action. They need to step up and show that they care and show that they love, and even apologize for perhaps certain things and get to the truth and the heart of the matter. And I think this is really incredible. But I do feel like a big sense here that someone needs to figure out what that approach is. And I think I'm just getting like a little bit of a surprise of what comes in. So with this adjacent possibility, so this could be someone new that ends up coming in. Okay. Just for some of you, where I think there's been a lot of things coming up with this connection for you. I feel for some of you, there's something new coming on in. What do we need to know about this person? Let's see what we need to know about this specific person. So we've got the Four of Inspirations and the Muse of Materials, which is like the King of Coins, or King of Pentacles. Again, this is like the happy family. And I know someone pointed out, was really interesting, because I noticed it too after I had done the recording yesterday, is we had 444. We don't have that today. But in saying that, we've got 2 Four of Wands energy. So there's a lot here around the home space. Muse of Materials. I connect into Turian energy while... there's something here about someone wanting to lead, but come from a place of like strong stability financially, in a good place as well. But there's something here around comfort and care and support and warmth here with this Muse of Materials. What are you trying to tell it? They're trying to tell us something. What is this person trying to tell us here? And there's the 4. Isn't that funny? So we've got 3 4s again. I'm getting some sense here that someone here is looking at the way, I'm trying to explain it because I think this person is so much in their thoughts right now because they're in their feelings. But at the same time, I feel this sense of uncertainty because I think they're really reflecting on what's happened. And I think they're kind of disappointed, and they're sitting in their own cup of emotions right now and recognizing that while there's this amazing cup, it's empty, you know, and they're kind of drowning in it where it was full. Like they didn't nurture what was full. They didn't nurture the cup of love that you offered them, and now they're sitting in it. And the emotions, I think, in some part are not there, but when they're there, they're drowning in it. That's the right way to explain this. So if that didn't make sense, because it can't be empty and you can't drown in it, well, I guess you can. You just go too deep, right, at the end of the day in nothing, and you drown in the darkness of that. So there's something happening here about, I feel this person gets caught up and really looks at things in a certain way. What else do we need to know about this Four of Wands? I feel like they don't know how to approach, or the way that they look at things. They're trying to look at how would Pisces look at this? What is going to attract Pisces? What is going to allow Pisces to connect into this, to pay attention to this? And I'm just getting like, how can I reconnect to this is what I keep hearing. How can I reconnect to this? How can I step forward in this? There's something about some movement forward. I mean, you've got the 3, 4, and 5 of inspiration. So a lot of like, what steps do I take? What should I be doing? And then you've got you've got a lot of wands here. So they're looking at the actions that they're taking. But a part of those actions that they want to take is how do I attract Pisces for it to be enough? And I think this is where they're in conflict, because I don't think they know what approach to take with you. And that's the complexity here. Let's get some final advice for you, friends. What's the final advice for Pisces? Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. I feel like that's for them. So the masculine, if you are the masculine, look at the bigger picture, which I can see that they're doing here. And bring love into this situation. Yeah. And that's what I feel there's something big around this. Is when someone was making a decision to change something, to step out of this connection, to go a different path, and sure, they were being courageous. They feel like they took a pretty significant step here. But I think a big part of what I'm seeing here is just the breakdown of the covenant when it comes to a relationship. It's sometimes too easy for people to kind of get up and walk away instead of doing the work, or instead of having the hard conversations. And if you've got someone who's ultimately defensive or reactive or whatever it might be, and you're not at a place where you come, and I'm not saying you particularly, I'm saying people in general, where love is brought into this situation, where you can look at things from a bigger picture. I think that's where a lot of the breakdown happens, and people are just like, this is too hard, I can't have conversations, or someone reacts this way. And sometimes it's easier to leave, but they haven't really thought about the whole situation of what happens when you leave, right? So someone here, I feel that's what's happened, is that it's been more, I feel, potentially impulsive and not trusting their inner, like their faith, or like their inner higher self guidance. Is, I think there's been a disconnect here. I think someone was stuck in different feelings and thoughts about situations here. And hence, yeah, there's something here about that, some breakdown in the way someone thought or their approach towards things, and now they're trying to figure it out. I think they're unsure, they're not clear. I do want to get a couple more actually just on this energy here and what this is. Can you give us more here on the happy family, blossoming abundance? Oh, wow. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's definitely something coming into connection here around this family, home space. Someone's really doing the work or putting energy into, I feel, increasing their finances, working really hard to something. I do feel that there's something here around finances. And I feel like once they feel more secure in that sense, that in two parts for this person, and this person's ultimately important to you, you're still here, that's important to them because they feel that that's key part of what they bring to the table to support, care, and nurture to get to this happy place. But I feel that's where they feel like they're making a difference in their life and can make a difference in yours. Because I feel like something happened around finances here. But in addition to that, I feel a key message for you, Pisces, for your journey and your path in particular, is that you can have this happiness and this life that you want. A key part though is what makes you happy, and how do you give that to yourself first and focus on the work that you want to do that naturally uplifts just everything, right? And I think the more you get into the work that you really love, that you really enjoy doing. So this could be a hobby, this could be learning something that you've really been wanting to learn. But I feel right now a key part of all this is you really focusing on what you're feeling called to do, because that's naturally going to lift your vibration and naturally bring in more abundance towards you. And that could also too be where you might be surprised you meet someone different or new that you're not expecting here, because there is some unexpected energy. Like I feel like a bit of a surprise coming on through that, yeah, just coming towards you here with this adjacent possibilities, a man holding a heart, because there is some new energy coming in, something new that's birthing, creating, happening. And I feel like this is really key to this blossoming abundance. So it's something to do potentially around your work or the type of work you do, or being asked to put more focus on the things that you want to do and allow that to grow and build. So we see that as, I guess like a winning outcome or potential outcome here for you, the more that you focus on that. And it's like everything will kind of fall into place, you know. So I'm going to leave that with you, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed this. Always love spending time with you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye now.